What's up guys, welcome to my channel. To start things off, I have an anime rap channel called Sensei Beats. I've posted a few anime raps there and I'll continue to post more and more. You should check it out, your support and feedback would be much appreciated. Secondly, there's my Discord server. If you want to join an active otaku community where there are regular anime quizzes and stuff like that, you should consider joining it. The links to both the channel and the server will be down in the description box down below. Anyways, let's get back to the video. When we think about shonen anime, most of the time it's the underdog who became a legend through persistence and relentlessness. On the other hand, there are those anime where the main character is so overpowered that it's insane. The legend is already a legend to begin with. As you can see from the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about these insane anime characters. There are a couple of underrated anime in this video too, so I hope you can find at least one anime that you haven't watched before. Well then, shall we begin? First off on our list is 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥. I was interested in why this anime is called 𝐜𝐿𝑡𝐚, so I went to Google to search it up, and apparently the name 𝐜𝐿𝐡𝐚 came from a song by a Japanese band Art School. The name of that song was also 𝐜𝐿𝐡𝐚. I still don't know how they relate though. Anyways, the main character of this anime, 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥, is a self-centered teenager who only cares about his younger sister. He's willing to use unconventional means to climb the corporate ladder, even if it's just high school we're talking about. Whether it's passing the entrance exam of a top school with the higher score, or getting a girlfriend, he uses his supernatural powers to do it. About that, he has the power that allows him to enter anybody else's body for 5 seconds. Now, I know that 5 seconds isn't a lot, but he knows how to make it well worth its time. In the beginning of the anime, Yu isn't exactly overpowered, but as he learns about his true ability, he becomes near invincible, the most powerful person on Earth. I'm sure that you must have already watched this one, but if you haven't, give it a try, you'll definitely enjoy it.
このビッチそれで塗りんせん方が頭がおかしいわ大口ゴリラやつめうなぎそれはこっちも同じことだと思うけど
And next up we have Overlord. Overlord's the type of anime where the main character can sometimes be more of a bad guy than the actual bad guys. Which is understandable because to him this is just a game that would have normally gotten shut down, but he somehow ends up getting stuck inside of the most powerful character in the game. He has an entire kingdom of his own, incredibly powerful subordinates, and most importantly, power. Absolute raw magical power. If there's one thing that he doesn't have, then that's an appetite. He also doesn't have a real body, so no matter what kind of moves his subordinate girls make at him, he can't really enjoy it, sadly. So, unsure of what to do, Momoga decides to take over the entire world. But then again, there is no 4th season, so we'll never actually get to see him dominate the world. It's still a very good anime though. Coming up next, we got 𝐜𝐿𝐴𝐚. The main character is Alucard, and in case you didn't know, Alucard backwards is Dracula. He's the most powerful and terrifying warrior of an organization called 𝐜𝐿𝐴𝐚. This organization's job is to eliminate other vampires or supernatural forces that portray a threat to normal folks. Now, if you're the type of guy who likes hardcore epic action, along with some bloody gore scenes, then this is a must-watch. Alucard is the single most powerful entity in this entire series, and seeing him wreak havoc against other vampires is like seeing 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬 actually have fun. Because of this epic soundtrack, the hype is going to give you goosebumps every single time there's a fight. Alright, so what is the actual plot of this anime? Apparently there's a vampire who's turning ordinary villagers into ghouls. Whenever such a situation arises, the organization just dispatches Alucard and lets him take care of the rest. Probably because even the entire organization itself is no match for this insanely strong vampire. With only a single handgun, he can go into any enemy territory and turn the entire place into complete and utter chaos. And next up, the King's Avatar. Since this is a Chinese anime, you'll have to put up with the Chinese voice acting, but it's worth it. The story goes like this. There's a top tier player named 𝐒𝐡𝐻𝐸 who is also known as Battle God because of his skills and dedication to the game called Glory over all these years. But then, his teammates force him to retire, so he leaves his gaming career behind him and starts working at a nearby internet cafe. However, when he realizes that his favorite game has launched its 10th server, he goes back into the game using a new character named Lord Grim. Now, because he has an awful ton of in-game experience in his arsenal, he immediately catches the interests of many players and guilds. They can't help but acknowledge his skills and wonder about his true identity. However, even though he's pretty much a pro among noobs, a lot of things have changed in the game ever since the installation of the new server. But he once again aims to climb to the top of Glory's summit together with his new comrades. The second season of this anime have been announced, and it'll be airing sometime this year. So if you're interested in the anime, now might be a good time to finally watch it. And up next, 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐸𝐿. This anime takes place in the distant future, when most humans have left the Earth to live on their dream planet. There is an organization called Galactic Alliance of Humanity. Its purpose is to explore more and also ensure the safety of mankind, regardless of where they're living. However, suddenly, some interesting creatures pop up, and a war breaks out. 16-year-old lieutenant named 𝐿ido joins the battle against these monsters, together with his robot. Things take a slightly different turn as he somehow gets cast out into the far reaches of space, and there he crash lands on a planet. He's underwater when a fleet of ships appear and retrieve him from the ocean. Since 𝐿ido's robot wasn't something that they'd see every day, they thought that they'd discovered something extremely valuable. On the other hand, 𝐿ido takes a girl hostage because he thinks that they are hostile, but soon realizes that these are just ordinary folks who live ordinary lives according to their culture and traditions. And just like that, the 16-year-old lieutenant attempts to get used to a new lifestyle of living with these peaceful people. Considering the topic of the video, this one might seem a little out of context, but you'll understand why I put it in here when you watch it. And up next, we have Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust. This one is actually a movie, but quite an interesting one at that. If you like 𝐿𝐴𝐶, then you'll definitely like this one too. The main character is born of a vampire father and a human mother. He's an infamous vampire hunter known as D. He's called to locate the daughter of a crazy witch family who got kidnapped. Her name is Charlotte. But what's interesting is that Charlotte's father's offering a bounty to anyone who can bring back his daughter, be she dead or alive. Along with D, a lot of other hunters also start their search for the sake of the bounty. However, soon enough, everyone realizes that what they thought they knew was nothing more than another lie.
強くなるためならどんなことでもやる覚悟はある。俺が先生の強さに近づけるイメージが。
And up next, we have One Punch Man. There are only a few anime that are more popular than One Punch Man. In fact, you can probably count them on a single hand. So I'm sure you must have already watched this epic roller coaster of a show. The first season is by far one of the most epic anime out there. The action scenes and the animation is brilliant. It doesn't matter how many times you re-watch it, the hype does get you every single time. The story is about a man named 𝐼𝐸𝐻𝐸, who's simply a hero for the fun of it. He's an invincible man who can defeat every single opponent with a single punch. However, he is too strong for his own good, because there's no one who can make him bleed, not even a little. He has no way of actually having any fun when fighting someone strong. In the end, even Boros wasn't able to do much against him. Let's just hope that Garo becomes strong enough to finally be on equal footing with 𝐼𝐸𝐻𝐸. The second season might have been a bit disappointing, especially for those of us who have read the manga, but it did feel like it was setting up for something big, so look out for the future. And next up, no game, no life. One of the many anime that never got a second season, even though it really deserved it. Well, whatever. If we were that serious about the story of this anime, we would have started reading the light novel years ago. Anyways, the main characters, Sora and Shiro, are both hardcore, shut-in gamers who go by the username blank. They get an email from someone for an online chess match. After beating this dude, they suddenly get transported somewhere else. They meet Tet, who's the god of games. He introduces them to the world where every single thing is decided by games. Even the fate of large countries is decided by games. There are 16 races in total, and each race has its race piece. Those who can gather all 16 race pieces get to challenge Tet. Since Sora and Shiro are both intellectual geniuses when it comes to games, they decide to do exactly that. Up next we got Rurouni Kenshi. This one is an old anime, back from the 90s. A legendary assassin named Hitokiri Batusai used to thrive in the final years of the Bakumatsu era. He was unmatched in terms of strength and feared by everyone. However, he just suddenly disappeared during the Japanese Revolution. Even after 10 peaceful years, the mention of his name still startles the hearts of veterans who've seen his strength and skills firsthand, or at least heard about them. Little does anyone know that the very person they're afraid of has cast aside his assassin lifestyle and is now repenting for his sins. His new name is Kenshin Himura, and he's the main character. He has a cheerful attitude and the will of a warrior. He has made a vow to never kill again and to always protect the weak. One random day, a girl named Karu Kamiya's dojo is getting threatened by an imposter who claims to be Batusai. Kenshin takes care of the situation, and in return, Karu lets him stay at the dojo. Obviously, this anime is the story of a former assassin who begins a new lifestyle in order to repent for his past sins. However, when enemies from the past come back and new enemies also appear, he might have to let go of his ideals in order to fight seriously, and will he be able to do that? I'd say if you're into samurai and you'd want to learn a thing or two about samurai history, you should check out this anime.
ディルティクリス、ハウスの第7次元に生息している昆虫だよ。
ああ、なるほど。
And finally, number 1, Itsuka Tenma no Kuro Usagi. The name of this anime translates to A Dark Rabbit Has 7 Lives. The main character, named Taito, keeps dreaming of a vampire girl who claims to have given him her poison. Sometimes, he even hears her voice when he's awake. These strange dreams that Taito keeps having are actually about someone he met in the past. When he was a child, he met a girl named Himea, and she fell in love with him. To keep him to herself, she put a curse on Taito. However, she gets abducted by someone, and Taito loses the memory of that day due to another spell. Now, after all these years, Taito starts getting these dreams, and little by little, his everyday life undergoes a subtle shift. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you should consider turning that red subscribe button grey. I post regular content like this every other day or so. And yeah, without further ado, see you guys in my next video. Until then, stay safe and watch anime.